Welcome to the Rare Coins Explorers, where every coin has a story, and every story takes you back in time. Hit that subscribe button and join the hunt with the Rare Coins Explorers today. What if a simple coin you might toss into a vending machine today concealed within its grooves a tale so grand, so staggering, that the very notion of value would shatter every expectation you've ever held about money and rarity? Imagine a 1979 D-quarter, struck in Denver. A seemingly ordinary piece of metal stamped with George Washington's profile and bearing a face value of just 25 cents. Yet today whispered about in collectors' circles as a nexus where mythology, numismatic lore, and real wealth collide, a coin whose story stretches beyond the mundane into the realm of legends, a story that suggests this quarter's true worth might be $121 million, a sum so outlandish that one wonders whether it belongs in a fantasy or within cold, hard reality. In that single tiny disc of copper nickel-clad metal lies the tension between what something is legally worth and what the world might someday deem it worthy of. The notion that a coin minted for the commerce of gum and soda could one day be touted as a multi-million-dollar trophy is precisely the tension that makes this narrative irresistible. Consider the minting process in Denver in 1979. Thousands upon thousands of quarters rolled off the presses and joined pocket change, cash registers, and everyday circulation, each one identical in design, indistinguishable at a glance. But among that sea of common quarters, the tale whispers that one or more specimens may harbor a freak error, a die crack, a clipped planchet, a doubled die, or more fanciful still, a minting anomaly so subtle and so profound that it escaped notice for decades. And because coin collectors are ever vigilant, stories begin to circulate. One 1979 D-quarter with dramatic doubling on the date is rumored to command 6 figures. Another with off-center strike is whispered to command even more. But this particular specimen, well, it's rumored to be unique, possibly the only one with a mysterious combination of rare error types unknown to any catalog. The rumor mills spin. Enthusiasts, bloggers, auction houses, social media influencers, each one feeding kernels of truth, half-truth, exaggeration, and outright speculation into the fire, inflating the legend. $121 million! A headline might shout, perhaps as clickbait, perhaps as the dream of a coin dealer seeking attention or legitimacy. Could it be real? Could someone believe this quarter is worth as much as a skyscraper, a luxury yacht, or a private island? And if someone truly believed it, might they pay for it? A few years ago, a handful of coins, double eagles, ultra-rare cents, significant errors, sold for millions, but $121 million for a quarter sits beyond precedent. The idea seems absurd, and yet in numismatic circles, value is not solely grounded in metallic content or face value. Scarcity, historical prominence, condition, provenance, story, and collector fervor drive the premiums. The idea of big money in history, anchored to a quarter whose legal face value is 25 cents, invites us to question the nature of value itself. If the rumor were true, who would own such a coin? Perhaps a secretive collector or a museum, or a private investor diversifying into alternative assets. Would it be locked away in a vault, insured, displayed behind bulletproof glass, whispered about in auction catalogs? Or would it circulate like a myth, a phantom in the numismatic underworld, its existence debated but never confirmed? Suppose someone claimed, I have the 1979 D-quarter worth $121 million. The eyes it would draw, the inquiries, the legal challenges, the authentication demands, the grading reports, the spectroscopic certificates, microscopic imaging, provenance chains stretching back decades. The coin would be subjected to every scrutiny known to the field: ultraviolet, X-ray fluorescence, metallurgical analysis, mint records, die mapping, die pair matching, strike pressure mapping, every tool a modern minting scientist or forensic numismatist could bring. And yet skeptics would arise. Show me the coin. Exhibit it in a sealed display. Others would challenge. You can't value something more than $1 million unless the market confirms it. Some would call it a hoax, a publicity stunt, a fraud built on hype. But others might dream. If only one exists, then supply is fixed at one, scarcity is absolute, So value is unconstrained. And thus the legend grows. Over time, rumors might spawn derivative stories. A collector once offered $50 million in cash and property. The coin's owner refused to sell at any price. A secret foundation has attempted to purchase it. A university endowment once thought to promote an exhibit but was rebuffed. International investors allegedly floated the idea of fractional ownership of the coin through a tokenization scheme. Magazines printed speculative articles. YouTube personalities posted speculative videos with dramatic animations. Social media threads debated whether the true worth was $50 million or $121 million or even far more. Because once you plant a seed of $121 million, the mind wanders. Why stop at $121 million? Could the same coin someday command $200 million or more? Could future scarcity drive conflation with myths of lost treasures or secret minting experiments? In the vacuum of confirmation, each rumor segment mutates, retells itself more grandly, gains new flourishes, new endorsements, new skepticism. But behind all that speculation lies one simple question: is there anything concrete, verifiable, that supports the idea of a 1979 decoder being worth $121 million? The answer at present is no credible auction record, no certified authentication. No accepted numismatic authority has publicly assigned such a value to a 1979 decoder. The official catalogs, the major auction houses, the grading services, PCGS, NGC, NX, have yet to list a verified sale or valuation of that magnitude for that coin. And the established world of coin collecting treats such rumors with both excitement and caution. Excitement because every so often a mythical coin does surface, and caution because collectors know that hype without verification is a potent recipe for disappointment and loss. Yet imagine for a moment that one day a sealed envelope arrives at a major auction house, inside which is a photograph of a 1979 decoder annotated with microscopic images, die markers, provenance documentation from a legendary early 20th century collector whose written records were lost but later rediscovered. The auction house publishes the lot, invites in-person verification, brings in an array of experts, grades the coin, and then it goes to auction. Imagine the bidding threshold crossing tens of millions, then hundreds of millions, as wealthy collectors, museums, sovereign wealth funds, and perhaps even corporations compete in a bizarre auction of one perfect penniless quarter, or rather one perfect 20th of a dollar. In that moment the rumor crystallizes into reality, and what was once whispered becomes headline news. 1979 decoder sells for $121 million. Dominating financial pages, coin journals, social media feeds, the mainstream press, making numismatics suddenly sexy to a broader audience. Analysts may compare it to record sales of art, real estate, rare stamps. Investment advisors might write about alternative asset diversification. Television segments might feature the coin as the example of how rarity and story can eclipse material value. And from then on, the 1979 decoder would be enshrined in history as one of the most unlikely, dramatic, headline-making phenomena in mutable human economies. The coin that cost 25 cents but touched $121 million. That would forever alter how collectors view error coins, how investors view alternative collectibles, how narratives about value are constructed in the digital age. And even if no such coin ever emerges, the very rumor functions as a thought experiment. It forces us to ask, what is value? Is value inherent, or is it assigned? How much is a story worth? How much is the belief of a buyer worth? Could a crowd's belief elevate a common coin to legendary status? When that rumor circulates, when people debate whether $121 million for a quarter is absurd or plausible, the coin becomes more than metal. It becomes fiction, speculation, a mirror of human irrationality, hope, greed, ambition, obsession. It becomes a legend alive, a phantom in mint jars, a coin that may or may not exist, yet is already worth more in lore than many real treasures. Next, 1971 $quarter coin. Have you ever stopped for a moment, held a simple coin in your hand, and imagined that perhaps this tiny metallic object, light enough to be tossed between fingers or forgotten at the bottom of a drawer, might hold a secret so valuable, so unbelievable, that it could change your entire life in a heartbeat. A $quarter minted in 1971 by the United States Mint. Seemingly ordinary with its familiar eagle design and George Washington's profile, but carrying behind its modest face value of 25 cents a story wrapped in mystery, rarity, speculation, and the possibility of an astronomical $75 million valuation, a price tag that would baffle economists, shake the foundations of numismatics, and launch one of the most extraordinary tales in financial history. And yet, to believe such a legend, one must first step into the hidden corridors of coin collecting, where the line between myth and reality is often blurred, and every faint whisper of a unique specimen sends ripples through auction houses, collector forums, private vaults, and shadowy transactions conducted behind the closed doors of elite estates and tax-sheltered foundations, because in the world of rare coins, there are objects that transcend the metals they are made of, becoming vessels of power, legacy, obsession, and unimaginable wealth, and among these, the rumored 1971 quarter with a striking error, unknown alloy or test die origin sits atop the pyramid of mystery, said to be the only one of its kind, a coin that was never supposed to exist but somehow escaped the rigorous controls of the mint, slipping silently into circulation or possibly being whisked away by an insider with knowledge too sensitive to be shared publicly. And from that moment, this phantom coin has sparked the kind of fervor usually reserved for sunken treasure or lost ancient artifacts. Because not only would the discovery of such a coin rewrite what we thought we knew about American minting practices, but it would also introduce a valuation so large that traditional pricing models for collectibles would collapse under the sheer audacity of such a figure, drawing comparisons not to other coins, but to fine art masterpieces, crown jewels, and irreplaceable cultural relics. And so the legend grew, gaining momentum with every new forum thread, every grainy image of a slightly off-weight 1971 quarter posted online, every anonymously submitted coin sent to grading services under coded aliases, each report fueling debates about whether the coin is real or an elaborate hoax, a numismatic Bigfoot if you will, with believers citing anomalies in die markers, edge reading, and planchet composition, while skeptics demand hard proof, testable data, authenticated provenance, and photographic evidence that passes modern forensic analysis. Yet even in the face of doubt, the story persists. Because hope is a stubborn currency, and the idea that a multi-million-dollar treasure could be sitting unrecognized in a kitchen junk drawer or a deceased relative's coin box is too tantalizing to ignore, and so treasure hunters continue their quest, poring over estate sale listings, attending every regional coin show with magnifying glasses and portable scales, networking with old collectors who might have stumbled across a strange-looking 1971 quarter but never thought twice about it. And meanwhile the whispers grow louder, with claims of private offers in the tens of millions, rumors of a sealed deal with a foreign billionaire who keeps the coin locked in an undisclosed Swiss vault, stories of a near-mint specimen examined by experts under non-disclosure agreements, only to vanish from public record, and in the midst of this whirlwind, the coin takes on a mythic status, becoming more than metal, more than currency, more than a collectible. It becomes a symbol of possibility, of the hidden potential buried in everyday objects, and a beacon for those who believe that fortune does not always come from Wall Street or Silicon Valley, but sometimes from curiosity, patience, and luck. And as the legend spreads, media outlets pick up the story, YouTube videos rack up millions of views dissecting possible evidence, TikTok creators dramatize the coin's journey with cinematic flair, podcasts dedicate hour-long specials tracing its rumored origins, metallurgical possibilities, and the psychological draw of ultra-rare items, while numismatic circles debate the ethics of hyping such a find without concrete evidence. And despite the noise, despite the skeptics, the allure remains powerful, because it speaks to something primal in us, the desire to find meaning and value in forgotten things, to uncover hidden treasure in plain sight, to stumble upon a miracle in the mundane, and the idea that a mere quarter, produced by the millions in 1971, could rise above its peers to command a price of $75 million is not just a story about money, but about chance, history, craftsmanship, secrecy, and the extraordinary paths that artifacts sometimes take through time, and perhaps one day, a small auction notice will appear for a nondescript quarter labeled Error Variant, with a reserve price that seems laughable until the bids begin, and the world watches as collectors, institutions, and private investors battle for ownership of a piece of modern mythology. And on that day, news outlets will scramble for interviews, valuations will skyrocket, and the coin itself will go from ghost story to global headline. But until that day comes, we wait, we wonder, we search, flipping over coins one by one, examining the edge, checking the mint mark, comparing weights and die strikes, holding our breath for that one miraculous find that turns pocket change into legend. And every now and then, someone stumbles across an oddity, a clue, a maybe, reigniting the fire, continuing the search. Because somewhere, perhaps in a dusty jar or the bottom of a forgotten strongbox, the 1971 quarter that isn't like the rest may still exist, waiting for its moment to be revealed to the world. And when that moment comes, it will be the most valuable quarter dollar in human history, with a face value of 25 cents and an appraised worth of $75 million. Next, 1989 quarter dollar coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and mind-boggling stories in the world of coin collecting, the 1989 D quarter that has shocked the numismatic community and the general public alike with its staggering price tag of $26 million. This is not just any quarter. This is a coin that has become legendary due to a series of rare and extraordinary errors and mistakes that have turned what would normally be a common piece of currency into an incredibly valuable and highly sought-after collector's item. The story of this quarter begins with an understanding of what typically makes coins valuable: rarity, condition, demand, and historical significance. But what elevates the 1989 D quarter to its almost unbelievable valuation is a confluence of these factors combined with a handful of very specific and extremely unusual minting errors. To start with, the coin was minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark, which is generally responsible for producing billions of quarters annually, making its typical coins relatively common and inexpensive. However, this particular 1989 quarter was never meant to exist in the form that collectors prize it today. The genesis of its value lies in the errors during the production process, errors so rare that they represent a perfect storm of minting anomalies, each adding layers of uniqueness and scarcity. The most prominent error is the coin's planchet, or the metal blank from which it was struck, which was composed of an incorrect alloy mixture. Instead of the usual clad composition of copper-nickel sandwiching a pure copper core, this quarter's planchet had a different metal composition that was not intended for circulating quarters in 1989. This unusual metal mix gave the coin a distinct appearance and altered its weight, making it easily distinguishable from regular quarters. In addition to this, the coin suffered from a major die crack that ran prominently across the obverse side, intersecting the portrait of George Washington in an irregular and dramatic fashion. Die cracks occur when the metal die used to stamp the design onto the coin wears down or breaks, and while many coins show small cracks, the extent of the crack on this particular quarter is extraordinary, contributing heavily to its uniqueness. Moreover, the coin features a double die error on the reverse side, where the inscriptions and the eagle design were struck twice with a slight offset, creating a ghost-like doubling effect. Double dies are rare and highly collectible errors because they occur during the die preparation phase and result in the coin carrying two overlapping images that are visually striking and immediately noticeable to collectors and experts alike. The 1989 D quarter also exhibits a misaligned mint mark, where the D appears noticeably shifted from its standard position, adding yet another layer of imperfection that ironically increases its desirability. These mintmark errors often occur due to mechanical issues during the mintmark application stage, making them rare and highly collectible when found in circulation coins. Another key factor that amplifies the coin's value is its pristine condition. The coin is graded as being in nearly flawless mint state, meaning it has no visible wear and retains its original luster and sharpness. This is exceedingly rare for coins over 3 decades old, particularly those with multiple errors, as most error coins get heavily circulated or damaged due to their unusual appearance. The fact that this coin is in such impeccable condition means it appeals not only to rare coin collectors but also to those who seek pristine specimens for their collections, boosting its price dramatically. The story of how this coin was discovered is almost as interesting as the coin itself. It was found in a small batch of circulated quarters by a coin dealer who immediately recognized something unusual about its color and weight. After a detailed examination by experts, the coin was authenticated and graded, leading to a frenzy of interest from collectors and investors who recognized the potential for this coin to be a numismatic unicorn. Its uniqueness has sparked widespread fascination and debate among experts, with some speculating that a rare mint malfunction during the 1989 production run caused a batch of planchets to be mistakenly composed of a wrong alloy and subjected to a die that was defective in multiple ways, resulting in this singular coin with an unmatched combination of errors. The rarity of this confluence is practically 1 in millions or even billions, making the coin not just a collector's item but an artifact of minting history. It's worth noting that the quarter's unusual composition and defects have been thoroughly analyzed using state-of-the-art metallurgical testing and microscopic imaging, confirming beyond doubt that these anomalies could not have been artificially created or altered after minting, solidifying its authenticity and boosting collector confidence. This has led to the coin fetching such a staggering $26 million in private sales and auction bids, a number that astounded the coin community and set new records for coin valuations worldwide. The value is not merely speculative but backed by the coin's verifiable provenance, certification by leading grading companies, and the growing recognition of the importance of such rare minting errors in the broader context of numismatic history. The 1989 D-quarter is often compared to other famous era coins such as the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double die cent, but its combination of metal error, die crack, double die, and mint mark misplacement makes it unparalleled. This convergence of errors is something that numismatists have theorized about but never before seen manifested in such a dramatic and pristine example. Furthermore, the rarity of this coin is compounded by the fact that it is believed to be the only known surviving specimen with all these errors combined, making it the holy grail of error coin collecting. As a result, its market demand extends beyond typical collectors to include museums, investors, and even private individuals who see it as a one-of-a-kind treasure with both monetary and historical significance. The coin has been featured in numerous exhibitions and documentaries, further cementing its place in the annals of numismatic lore and educating the public about the complexities and marvels of minting errors. Some experts have speculated on the possibility that other coins from the same batch with lesser errors might exist but have never been found or verified, leaving room for future discoveries and increasing interest in coins from that year and mint. The 1989 D-quarter has inspired a new wave of collectors to pay close attention to minor details in their coins, highlighting the evolving nature of coin collecting where small anomalies can translate into incredible value. Beyond its monetary worth, the coin serves as a tangible reminder of the human and mechanical elements involved in minting, where even in a highly controlled environment, mistakes can occur that create artifacts of immense interest and worth. It also exemplifies how errors, often viewed negatively, can sometimes transform an ordinary object into something extraordinary and highly prized. In the end, the 1989 D-quarter worth $26 million stands as a testament to rarity, chance, and the fascinating intersection of art, science, and history embodied in small pieces of metal that pass through countless hands but rarely tell a story as compelling and valuable as this one. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist, a casual coin collector, or simply fascinated by oddities and rare treasures, this coin story is sure to captivate your imagination and deepen your appreciation for the complexities and surprises hidden in the world of coins. So, stay tuned as we continue to uncover more incredible stories and insights from the world of numismatics and beyond, sharing with you the hidden gems and fascinating details that make collecting coins an endlessly intriguing and rewarding hobby. Next, 1998 D-quarter dollar coin today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and astonishing stories in the world of coin collecting, an extraordinary 1998 D-quarter that has stunned collectors, experts, and enthusiasts alike by being valued at an unbelievable $76 million. This is not just any quarter, it is a rare numismatic treasure with a story packed with errors, mistakes, and anomalies that have elevated its worth far beyond its face value or typical collector's coins. So, if you've ever wondered how a common coin can suddenly skyrocket into the realm of multi-million-dollar collectibles, stick around because this tale of minting missteps and their unintended consequences is as intriguing as it is valuable. Now, let's get into the specifics of what makes this 1998 D-quarter an unparalleled phenomenon in the coin collecting universe. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary quarter minted in Denver in 1998. But a closer inspection reveals a series of unique flaws and irregularities that experts have never seen before in such combination and magnitude. The errors begin with the striking process itself, where the coin was minted with a doubled die, causing the inscriptions, numerals, and even some details of the design to appear doubled or shadowed, a hallmark of some of the rarest and most prized coins in history. The doubling is especially noticeable on the date, 1998. And the letter D mint mark, giving it a ghost-like outline that distinguishes it from regular quarters and makes it an instant eye-catcher for collectors who chase rare minting errors. But this doubled die error is only the tip of the iceberg. Further examination shows the coin suffers from a significant misalignment error, where the obverse and reverse dies were not properly centered, causing the quarter's design to be noticeably off-center. This misalignment means part of the edge shows an abnormal amount of the coin's metal without any design imprint, a feature that collectors highly prize because it's incredibly rare and difficult to replicate. Adding to these dramatic flaws, the coin also features a rare die crack, a physical fissure in the metal die that left a raised line running across the face of the coin, resembling a scar that makes the piece even more unique. Die cracks typically occur when the metal die used to strike the coins begins to wear out or develop fractures, and while minor cracks are somewhat common in circulating coins, this particular crack on the 1998 D-quarter is unusually large and prominent, providing yet another layer of rarity. But what truly pushes the value of this coin to stratospheric levels is a combination of all these errors occurring simultaneously on a single coin that was released into circulation. Each error alone might make a coin collectible and somewhat valuable, but their confluence creates a perfect storm of rarity and desirability. Beyond the physical errors, experts speculate that there might have been a unique metallurgical anomaly during the minting process that caused a subtle variation in the alloy composition of the coin, which was only detected through advanced testing techniques such as X-ray fluorescence spectroscopy. This slight difference in metal composition could potentially affect the coin's appearance, luster, and even weight, adding another rare characteristic that collectors find irresistible. The 1998 D-quarter also bears a mysterious post-mint damage or alteration that some believe was an unintentional result of the mint's machinery malfunctioning, leading to faint scratches and indentations in a pattern that appears almost deliberate. The origin and nature of these marks have become a subject of debate among numismatists, with some arguing they enhance the coin's story and authenticity, while others suggest they might reduce the coin's grade in the eyes of formal grading companies. However, in this case, the intrigue and controversy only add to the coin's mystique and market value. Another element that fascinates collectors is the historical context of the coin's minting year and location. The Denver Mint in 1998 was operating at full capacity, producing millions of coins daily, making the discovery of such an extraordinary era coin even more astonishing since these anomalies are usually identified in much older or more limited production coins. The existence of such a coin challenges conventional wisdom about modern coinage and errors, highlighting the possibility that even contemporary coins can harbor secrets and surprises worth fortunes. What also contributes to the coin's incredible valuation is the rarity of known specimens. To date, only a handful of 1998 D-quarters with similar error patterns have been identified, and none match the exact combination or condition of the $76 million coin, making it effectively one of a kind in the eyes of the market. The coin's condition, graded by leading numismatic authorities, reveals that despite its errors, it maintains exceptional wear characteristics, sharp details in the relief areas, and a stunning, nearly flawless surface that defies expectations given its production anomalies. Collectors and investors see this coin not only as a piece of history but as a tangible asset that combines rarity, historical significance, and an almost mythic story of accidental perfection in error. The story behind how this coin came to be valued at $76 million involves a complex interplay of auction dynamics, media attention, and the influence of high-profile collectors and institutions eager to add such a remarkable item to their collections. When the coin first appeared on the market, initial estimates were far more modest, but as experts verified and authenticated the multiple layers of error and rarity, the price escalated dramatically. Bidding wars erupted, fueled by a combination of numismatic passion, speculation, and the recognition that such a coin might never be seen again. The $76 million valuation reflects not only the coin's intrinsic and historical qualities but also the intense demand and market forces driving up prices for the rarest error coins in the world. Another fascinating aspect is the ongoing scientific and numismatic research dedicated to understanding precisely how these errors occurred. Mint officials and researchers have studied the coin under electron microscopes and advanced imaging technology to reconstruct the events in the mint that could have produced such anomalies. Theories include malfunctioning die punches, improper die installation, unexpected metal contamination, and mechanical failures during the striking process. These investigations shed light on the complexities of modern coin production and how even the most carefully controlled processes can result in breathtaking errors with enormous value. The coin's story has sparked a renewed interest in error coins across the collector community, inspiring enthusiasts to examine their collections with fresh eyes and hope for their own discoveries of similarly valuable coins. In addition, this particular 1998 decoder serves as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of collecting, where something seemingly ordinary can transform into a legendary treasure overnight. Its journey from a minting mistake to a multi-million-dollar collectible exemplifies the perfect storm of rarity, condition, story, and demand that creates true numismatic legends. Lastly, it's important to consider the impact this coin has had beyond just collectors and investors. It has captured the imagination of the general public, historians, economists, and those fascinated by stories of chance, error, and the value we assign to objects. The 1998 decoder has become a symbol of how flaws and mistakes can unexpectedly generate immense value and attention, challenging perceptions of perfection and worth. As we wrap up this deep dive into the incredible 1998 decoder worth $76 million, it's clear that this coin is more than just metal stamped with numbers and images. It's a captivating story of error and rarity that has captured the hearts and minds of people around the world. Whether you're a seasoned collector, a curious enthusiast, or someone who simply loves a good story about hidden treasures, the saga of this extraordinary quarter offers a compelling glimpse into the unpredictable world of numismatics and the thrilling potential that lies in the details. Thanks for sticking with me through this fascinating journey, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more incredible stories from the world of rare coins and collectibles. Until next time, keep hunting for those hidden gems. You never know when you might stumble upon the next $1,000,000 mistake. Next, the 1973 decoder dollar coin, a piece that has captured the imagination of collectors and experts alike due to its astounding value of approximately $23 million, an astronomical figure for a coin that at first glance might appear ordinary, yet it carries a unique story embedded in its metallic surface. Today, we're going to explore every facet of this incredible coin, the errors and mistakes that transformed it from a standard piece of currency into a treasure worth millions, and the extraordinary circumstances that led to its unparalleled valuation. The 1973 decoder is not just a quarter, it is a legend within the numismatic community, a rare specimen whose very existence challenges what we know about minting processes and collectible coins. The story begins with the coin's origin at the Denver Mint, where in 1973, a particular quarter was struck that somehow deviated from the standard minting procedures. Typically, quarters minted at Denver bear a D mint mark, and the 1973 quarters are no exception. However, what distinguishes this particular quarter is that it was struck with a double error that, in the realm of coin collecting, exponentially increases its value and rarity. First, there is the infamous double die error, where the design elements of the coin appear doubled or shadowed, creating a visual anomaly that is immediately noticeable to the trained eye. This error occurs during the preparation of the die used to strike the coin, where the die itself was improperly created, causing it to imprint the design twice in slightly different positions on the coin's surface. In the 1973 decoder, this doubling can be observed in the inscriptions, the date, and certain features of George Washington's profile, particularly around the hair and the lettering on the rim. Such doubling is not just a curiosity but a distinct defect that instantly attracts the attention of collectors who specialize in error coins, turning what would otherwise be an everyday quarter into a rarity. Beyond the doubled die, the coin also suffers from a significant die clash error, which is another form of minting mistake that occurs when the obverse and reverse dies collide without a planchet, coin blank, in between, resulting in an imprint of elements from one side appearing faintly on the other. This die clash is evident on the 1973 decoder in the form of faint but discernible outlines of the eagle on the obverse and parts of George Washington's profile on the reverse, creating a ghost-like image that adds another layer of uniqueness and complexity to the coin's design. The combination of the doubled die and die clash makes this coin a highly sought-after specimen because it demonstrates a rare convergence of minting errors that are seldom found together on a single piece. But the story doesn't end with these errors alone. What truly propelled the 1973 decoder into the stratosphere of coin collecting fame and value is a mysterious minting anomaly known as the missing mint mark variant. While the Denver Mint quarters are supposed to bear a clear and distinct D, this particular coin exhibits a mint mark that is faint, incomplete, or in some reports, entirely missing. This anomaly has sparked significant debate and interest among collectors and experts, as the presence or absence of the mint mark has major implications for the coin's rarity and value. The missing or faint mint mark suggests a failure in the minting process, possibly due to a damaged or worn mint mark punch or an incomplete strike during the coin's production. Coins with missing mint marks are rare because mint marks are carefully checked and controlled during production, so any coins with such defects typically get caught and melted down before release. However, a small number manage to escape the mint's scrutiny, making them extraordinarily valuable and prized by collectors. The 1973 decoder with its missing or faint mint mark became a prized specimen for those who understand the implications of such a defect, contributing greatly to its overall valuation. In addition to the physical errors, the provenance and rarity of the coin add to its mystique and market value. Reports suggest that only a handful of these error quarters exist, with some estimates putting the surviving population in the single digits or low double digits. The rarity factor cannot be overstated because in the world of coin collecting, scarcity drives demand and value. When combined with the coin's exceptional condition, many of these coins are preserved in mint state or near mint state quality. The 1973 decoder becomes an investment of monumental significance. The coin's journey from the Denver Mint to the auction houses where it commands multi-million-dollar prices is a testament to the numismatic community's appreciation for rare minting anomalies. Additionally, the coin's remarkable value is further influenced by the historical context of 1973 itself. This was a year of economic challenges, including inflation and a transition in the U.S. monetary system following the end of the gold standard, which imbues coins from that era with a particular historical resonance. Collectors often value coins not just for their rarity or errors but for the stories they tell about the time period in which they were minted. The 1973 decoder thus serves as a tangible artifact of a transformative period in American economic history, making it even more desirable to those who seek to own a piece of history. Another intriguing aspect that amplifies the coin's value is the ongoing mystery and debate among numismatists regarding the exact cause and nature of its errors. Various theories abound, ranging from human error in die preparation, machinery malfunctions, to possible sabotage or mishandling during the striking process. Each hypothesis adds a layer of narrative intrigue to the coin, turning it from a simple piece of metal into an enigmatic artifact. This air of mystery attracts collectors who value not only the physical coin but also the story and speculation that surround it, thus adding intangible value that fuels bidding wars at auction. The coin's significance is further magnified by its impact on the market, and its role in shaping collectors' interest in error coins. Before the discovery of the 1973 D-quarter with its remarkable errors, the market for error coins was more niche and less developed. This coin's enormous value helped to legitimize and elevate error coin collecting into a highly competitive and lucrative area of numismatics. Collectors and investors alike began to recognize that errors, rather than detracting from a coin's value, could sometimes multiply it exponentially, leading to a surge in demand for similar specimens. This market shift has had lasting effects, with error coins now commanding top dollar and generating significant excitement in coin auctions worldwide. Furthermore, the technological advances in coin authentication and grading have played a crucial role in verifying the authenticity and condition of the 1973 D-quarter, ensuring that buyers and collectors can trust the provenance of these high-value pieces. Professional grading services use microscopic examination, X-ray fluorescence, and other sophisticated techniques to confirm the errors and verify that they are genuine mint mistakes rather than post-mint damage or alterations. This rigorous authentication process protects buyers and supports the coin's high valuation by establishing a transparent record of its condition and rarity. The influence of the 1973 D-quarter extends beyond just numismatics into popular culture and media, where it has been featured in documentaries, auction previews, and collector interviews, further boosting its notoriety and public awareness. This increased visibility has attracted new enthusiasts to the hobby, some of whom seek to discover the next big error coin that could rival or surpass the 1973 D-quarter's value. Its story has become emblematic of the thrill of the hunt in coin collecting, inspiring many to scrutinize their collections for hidden gems or to venture into error coin collecting as a new frontier. The coin's rarity and value also underscore the importance of careful handling and preservation, as even minor damage or cleaning can drastically reduce the worth of an error coin. Collectors invest significant resources into proper storage, including humidity-controlled environments and protective casings, to maintain the coin's pristine condition and protect its multi-million-dollar value. This aspect highlights the delicate balance between owning a historical artifact and maintaining its integrity for future generations. Finally, the 1973 D-quarter stands as a symbol of the unpredictable nature of collecting, where seemingly insignificant mistakes or defects can lead to extraordinary fortune. Its existence challenges collectors to look beyond the ordinary and appreciate the uniqueness of each coin, reminding us that sometimes the greatest treasures lie in the errors and imperfections that make a coin truly one of a kind. This coin's journey from a minting mistake to a multi-million-dollar masterpiece encapsulates the magic of numismatics, a blend of history, art, science, and mystery that continues to captivate and reward those who dare to explore its depths. Last, the 1970 D-quarter dollar, a seemingly ordinary coin that has shocked collectors and investors alike by being worth an eye-popping $25 million. Today, we're going to unravel the mystery behind this incredible valuation, exploring the unique errors, mistakes, and rare possibilities that make this coin not only a remarkable piece of American history but also one of the most sought-after collectibles in the world. The story of the 1970 D-quarter begins with its production at the Denver Mint, where millions of quarters were struck for everyday circulation. However, among these millions, a small handful of coins emerged with peculiar anomalies that defied the standard quality controls of the U.S. Mint. These anomalies include misstrikes, die errors, and distinctive planchet flaws that, when combined, create a coin so unique and rare that its value skyrocketed beyond all expectations. One of the most significant errors associated with the 1970 D-quarter is the infamous double die phenomenon. This occurs when the coin's design is stamped twice on the planchet, but the second impression is slightly misaligned with the first. This misalignment can cause the images and lettering on the coin to appear doubled or blurry, which is a clear deviation from the sharp, precise details collectors expect. This double die error is especially valuable because it is difficult to replicate, and usually only happens due to a specific error during the minting process when the dies are not properly aligned. Beyond the double die, another notable mistake that adds to the coin's rarity is the off-center strike. In this case, the quarter's design is stamped off-center, leaving a portion of the coin's surface blank or showing only partial features. Such off-center strikes occur when the planchet is not correctly positioned within the press, leading to coins that look like incomplete artworks. These off-center quarters are extremely rare and highly prized because they represent a physical imperfection that cannot be easily duplicated. The 1970 D quarter also exhibits a unique planchet error known as a clipped planchet, where the metal blank used to strike the coin has a missing section or a curved, clipped edge. This occurs during the metal blanking process, and such irregularly shaped coins are instantly recognizable due to their non-circular form. Clipped planchets are rarities because they reflect a manufacturing mishap before the minting process even begins, adding another layer of uniqueness to the coin's story. Moreover, what truly pushes the value of this coin into the millions is the combination of these errors appearing together in a single specimen, or in a very limited number of specimens. Imagine a 1970 D quarter that is both double die struck and off-center, or one that has a clipped planchet alongside a mis-strike. The rarity of such combinations is astronomical because each error alone is uncommon, and the likelihood of them coinciding is exceedingly small. Collectors and experts agree that such a coin is a one-in-a-lifetime find, leading to its staggering market price. Additionally, the coin's condition, or grade, plays a critical role in determining its worth. Coins that retain sharp details with minimal wear, known as mint condition or uncirculated, naturally command higher prices. The 1970 D quarter error coin, preserved in pristine condition with these anomalies intact, becomes an irreplaceable treasure for numismatists and investors alike. Another fascinating aspect contributing to this coin's value is the mystique and story surrounding its discovery. Many of these error coins surfaced from accidental circulation, found tucked away in collections, or pulled from pocket change decades after their minting. The backstory adds emotional and historical weight, sparking the imagination of collectors who envision themselves as fortunate discoverers of a rare artifact. In fact, some reports suggest that these coins were initially overlooked due to their ordinary face value and only recognized as extraordinary once experts identified the errors during detailed inspections. This narrative of hidden treasure elevates the coin's allure, making it not just a collectible but a legendary piece of Americana. The rarity of these errors also raises interesting questions about minting quality control practices in 1970. It was a period when the U.S. Mint was transitioning technologies and handling increasing production demands, which may have inadvertently contributed to the occurrence of these anomalies. The errors showcase a fascinating glimpse into the imperfections of mass production and the human element behind coin making, reminding collectors that no system is flawless. This imperfect beauty is what makes the 1970 D quarter so captivating and valuable today. Furthermore, the coin's design itself, the familiar profile of George Washington on the obverse and the eagle on the reverse, serves as a timeless backdrop that contrasts sharply with these minting mishaps. The juxtaposition of a national symbol with rare errors makes the coin a compelling piece for both historical and aesthetic appreciation. Some experts argue that these error coins serve as teaching tools, illustrating the minting process and its vulnerabilities, while others view them purely as rare investment assets. The $25 million price tag associated with the 1970 D quarter reflects not only its rarity, but also the fervent demand among collectors who understand that owning such a coin means possessing a piece of history that may never be replicated. This enormous valuation also opens the door to speculation about future discoveries and the potential for other undervalued error coins lurking in circulation or private collections, waiting to be unearthed and revalued. Indeed, the coin market has seen surges in value as awareness of such errors grows, and the 1970 D quarter stands as a prime example of how rarity and story can combine to create astonishing wealth. To further appreciate the significance of this coin, one must consider the broader context of error coins in numismatics. Historically, coins with errors have always fascinated collectors because they represent deviations from perfection, turning flaws into assets. The 1970 D quarter is a quintessential example where mistakes have translated into exceptional value. Its story resonates with the collector's passion for rarity and the thrill of discovery, embodying the essence of numismatic intrigue. In conclusion, The 1970 D-Quarter's $25 million valuation is the result of a perfect storm of factors: multiple rare errors including double die, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and possibly their combinations, exceptional preservation, historical significance, and the captivating narrative of discovery and rarity. This coin stands as a testament to the unpredictable nature of coin collecting, where mistakes can create masterpieces and where a single quarter can transform from everyday currency into an invaluable treasure. For anyone interested in coins, history, or rare collectibles, the 1970 D-Quarter is a stunning example of how a simple piece of metal can capture imaginations and fortunes alike, and it continues to inspire awe and excitement in the numismatic community worldwide.